She walks into her apartment, closes the door, and for the first time today, she hears silence. She stepped inside, shut the door behind her, and suddenly, the whole world fell quiet. Not the kind of silence that suffocates, but the kind that gently takes your hand and whispers, "Rest, you're home now." She takes off her shoes, drops her bag on a chair, but doesn't turn on the lights. For months, she'd been living in survival mode. At work proving she was worth something, fighting for her place, her voice, her right to be respected. On the outside, a strong, unbreakable woman, but on the inside, a quiet emptiness no one ever saw. Quick flashes of her workday, meetings, arguments, documents thrown on her desk, her tired eyes. The divorce became a war she never wanted. Her ex-husband kept chasing her with messages, guilt, reminders of every mistake. He wasn't part of her life anymore. Yet somehow, he still managed to be her shadow. She walks into the dark kitchen, pours herself a cup of coffee, opens the window, and lights a cigarette. She loved these moments. When she didn't have to explain anything, didn't have to prove anything, didn't have to smile unless she felt like it. Just sit there in the dark and listen to a silence that asked for nothing in return. She never admitted it to anyone, but her heart was still soft, even after everything she'd survived. Deep down, she still believed in love. Not the kind that hurts, but the kind that feels safe. She looks out the window. City lights. Someone's child laughing in the distance. A small, almost invisible smile. She dreamed of a family. Of a husband who would see her not as a warrior, not as a strong woman who always fights, but as a woman to love. She dreamed of children running to her shouting, "Mom!" Of a home filled with morning coffee, not stress from another message from her past. And tonight, in this darkness, something shifted. She realized she survived. She made it through things that would break most people. She didn't fall apart even when life tried its best to break her. She puts out the cigarette, closes the window, takes a deep breath. The silence that once scared her had become her refuge. She turns on a small lamp. The light is soft and warm. And for the first time in a long time, she chose herself. She wasn't choosing her past. She wasn't choosing fear. She wasn't choosing the war her ex tried to drag her into. She was choosing her future. She places her mug on the table, walks to her room, removes her earrings, lets her hair down. She lies on her bed and closes her eyes. She didn't know when she'd meet someone who truly loved her. She didn't know when she'd have the children she dreamed about. But for the first time in a long time, she believed she would. Because tonight, she stopped surviving and finally began living. Sometimes silence isn't emptiness. Sometimes it's the beginning of a new life.